Just
What? We do a show? That's weird.
Oh
And
my
we're
God.
actually on time because I did this really fucking strange thing where I went and filled out all the info that I usually am doing right now. I already had that filled out, so I just had to hit the go live button. So like,
40, I was actually gonna join you and change mine, but since you went
I
and
didn't know
changed
we were
it,
already, and I was trying to take it off.
it's not Friday. We can't be doing that.
No. What's up, everybody? Welcome.
and just like that, I already fucked it up, and I don't know how to spell buffers. I filled out all the offers from never mind. I already had that. I just had to hit the live button.
40, I was actually gonna join you and change mine, but since you went and changed
All right. Who's got the YouTube playing in the background?
Who's overlaying?
I think I know who that was because it just suddenly got quiet as soon as I hit the mute button. So
that wasn't me. I manually hit the mute just to let you know it wasn't me.
My volume was down as well.
If you hear cartoons,
good,
then
everybody?
it's me.
Yeah.
all right, so here we are, Tuesday night, episode 119 of Caribou Heart TV. We got a very special guest with us, 420 Green Goddess. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing tonight?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for joining us. You actually caught me quite by surprise. Like you and I, we were talking before you jumped on the first Friday night with us.
Yeah.
But that Friday night, like I wasn't able to really be on the show much. I had other stuff going on, and for like I don't watch shows or rewatch shows very often anymore. But for whatever reason, I did that one. And as soon as you start talking, it was like, holy shit, this lady has one interesting cannabis story to tell.
Awesome.
So I was like instantly start reaching out to you, like we got to get you on, and we tried, couldn't quite make it work right away, but here we are, we got you. So thank you very much for joining us. This is I'm really looking forward to this conversation. And I'm skipping a family dinner at the in-laws.
Are you seriously?
Oh, part of this one.
I feel very lucky.
So yeah, so I guess let's go back to the beginning like we always do. How did you get your start with this plant?
So honestly, like I've been a smoker my whole life, basically since I was like 14, 15. I did quit for like a year or two, and then I got hired at this native owned cannabis dispensary. And so obviously I started again. But yeah, so that happened about just over 4 years ago. We opened before it was legal in Canada. And my boss basically he was just like full out there. He went to the OPP and the police said what he was doing. He's using, it's an indigenous, we do a lot of things with plants and herbs and things. So that's what his, whole thing was about. It was healing with the plant. And we've stuck to that from day one. Like people come in, obviously, recreationally, but we still are really into the medical side, which is awesome. And so, yeah, so I've been doing that. I've worked my way up. I've taken some courses. And honestly, most of it I've learned just hands-on through the clients and through trial and error.
In my opinion, that's the best way to learn anything is by, hands-on, actually being there, doing it yourself and getting that experience. I can be a very avid reader, have been my whole life. But I've always said that like a book can tell you how to do anything, literally, but it can't necessarily how to teach you anything. Everybody's got different formats for learning. Is that the way to say it? I did say my best way of learning isn't necessarily the best way for you, so on and so forth, right? And for me personally, if you sit there and you can sit there and give me instructions until you're blue in the face. If you want, you could probably even point around in a bunch. And I'm going to look at you like you're fucking stupid. Now, if you get me in there and a little bit of hands-on, I'll pick it up like right now. And let's go. It's yippee skippy, right?
I'm the same, totally the same. Yeah. Like you said, you can learn things from reading, but until you actually apply it, you don't really know, you know, it's all just thoughts.
And I imagine, like, we're not looking for any details on this, but being in your position, I imagine you get to hear a lot of really amazing stories and of how this plant is healing and helping people out too. So
Definitely.
it's just,
Yeah.
I imagine you get that kind of warm, fuzzy feeling in the pit of your stomach, right? It's just,
I do. Like, everybody always asks me, like, they're always like, oh, it's so cool to work at a dispensary, because they just think, you know, oh, you get to smoke weed all day and, like, you know, deal weed. And it's like, no, like, my job, this job is the most fulfilling job I've ever had, ever, because you know, just you see somebody walk in and they have no idea, they maybe have never touched cannabis ever in their life, and they come in as a last resort or whatever the reason, and they leave, you know, they come back and they tell you how well something worked, or you know, how good their life is because of it now. And yeah, it's just an amazing feeling.
How awesome must be to hear the first time high story all the time?
The first what?
The first time high.
Oh, frig. Yeah. So like, I have had like older people come in and, you know, they want something for sleeping or whatever. And I always try, if they are older and have never done cannabis, I try to get them to go with the tinctures first, because tinctures, you know, it could be the same milligram in an edible as a tincture, but you're not going to get that high like you do with an edible. But then I've had people that are like, oh no, my friends say like try the edibles or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And you try to stress what dose they should take. But yeah, they come back and they're like, oh my God, I ate the whole thing. And it's like, oh my God, you must have been just screwed.
Awesome.
So funny. And like, you know what, that's the hard part with RSO, is you have a lot of people coming in, they've never touched anything. They're, you know, they have cancer. They want to try it and see if it works. And it is really strong. And you have to really stress, you know, how much to take at the beginning, because if somebody takes something and they feel like that, they may not want to touch it again. And that would be awful. That's why, like, you need people that know what they're talking about when they're trying to help people with this. You don't want them just going in anywhere. Like, that's the problem with, like, not to diss government stores or anything, but I get a lot of people coming in saying they don't get any information. Like, they can't get enough information from these stores. So even if they get it at a store, sometimes they'll come in and talk to us, because they can talk to a person in person and get a little more info, right?
I was just gonna ask if it was normal in your area that that there's that much information and care. It seems like in my state where I am, our dispensaries, even our medical, no clue whatsoever what the hell is happening. None. And they don't care to, and they don't even look like they want to try. I mean, it's sad. So is it more normal up like in like the native dispensaries and stuff like that up there by you and where you're working? Is it normal to have that much care and knowledge about it? Are you doing that all the time?
So no, I agree with you. So I just got promoted to the manager of the store, but right before that, I was going to start a series of videos on government dispensaries. And I actually went to the first one, and I was like, I was impressed with some things, but I was disappointed with the education, because I took a walk around the store while I waited for the manager to give me a tour, and I was talking to the bud tenders there, and I asked them a question about something I had seen in the cabinet while I was looking around, and he did not have the answer to it. And I'm like, dude, I literally walked in 10 minutes ago well, I didn't say this to him, but in my head, I'm like, I walked in 10 minutes ago. I just looked at your stuff and I know the answer to that, you know? So yeah, you're right. I think definitely they need a little more education, because they're taking, like, you know, this online course. They pay some money, they take this online course, and now they can be a budtender. And I'm sure there is a lot of good information in there that they need to know, but yeah, they do need to care a little more. I think that's what it comes down to. A lot of people don't care about their job, and so it's just a job, right?
See, and I think that's a big problem right there. Now, if I'm in the management position of, say, a dispensary,
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily looking at the fucking resume. I'll be straight up honest. I'm looking at the person that comes in the door, because you could tell the person that's just, well, not necessarily, but you can usually tell the person that's looking for a job and the person that knows their shit about cannabis. And the person that knows their shit about cannabis probably isn't the kid coming in with a suit and tie looking all prim and proper like they're looking for a desk job. He's gonna come in fucking looking like he just come in off the streets and probably smelling like weed and all that stuff. It's because I'm like the lady that lives right across the street from us. She works at our local dispensary here, and like she knows her shit. I'll give her credit, but you talk to her about, like, she's like, yeah, we got this new girl working today, or new guy or whatever, and it's just like that. It's just sad. It's, you can tell it's a good paying job. Whatever, I get that, but it's like, come on, like, you should know your shit. Like, cause I'd be like, I could see DP doing this job, right? Where he's just like in there, knows every single fucking thing about every strain, every concentrate, every edible, medicinal aspects of all of it. Like, that's the guy that you want in there, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we do look for that, but like I said, like, we got to kind of take it easy on the government stores, because a lot of the shit that I learned while I was working. I remember when I first started, you know, they're like, you know, if you have any questions, they kind of just threw me to the wolves. And like, I've been a smoker, but like, I didn't know a lot of stuff, you know, and I swear every other question that a customer had, I had to ask somebody. Like, it was that bad, right? So, you know, you learn as you go.
Fair enough too. Well, do you think about how many dispensaries are all of a sudden opened up, right? And there's no real preceding format, or what is that what I'm looking for like sales and how everything looks on the shelves and shit like that. So there's a while there where everything was new to whoever was out there. You know, hey, but gray market dispensaries and stuff, you know, like those were, we had those, but those were kind of more localized areas too. You didn't have them as widespread as our current dispensaries. But anyways, anybody that watches this show frequently fucking knows that I absolutely freaking love the native dispensaries.
Me too.
Every chance I get.
For sure.
Just you're more often than not, you're selling product that's just as good, if not better, and it's for a much more reasonable price.
Yeah.
And then, as I said, like my girlfriend is status, so she goes in there, and then you don't pay taxes on top of that. It's same thing with my foreman. We're just working in Kamloops, where a huge chunk of that city is native land.
Nice.
And it's same thing. You go in there with him and just be like, okay, get that for me. It's just
awesome. So we don't charge taxes to anybody. You don't have to be native to come in. And then we have anything from like, you know, $6 strain all the way up to like 18. 18's our top, and like we rarely even have those. Like we might have one or two every once in a while. Usually it's 12 and under. And then we have deals like on certain days and things like that too.
Actually, that's another thing I really appreciate. And it was going back to the gray market dispensaries or gray area dispensaries we had, where it's, you can do sales where say, if say like in most native dispensaries, I noticed the going price on shatter is like 20 to 25 bucks a gram for most of it. So they'll get you your fucking say 5 grams for $100, but on say Tuesday you come in and you do that and you get an extra gram for free kind of thing.
Definitely.
It's incentive. It's like even the more reasonably priced cannabis is still expensive for most people, right? So anytime you're getting deals and stuff like that, whereas it's like you go to the government dispensaries and sometimes they do have better because I go to dispensaries for concentrates. I just ignore the flower straight off the bat. And sometimes they'll have an excellent lineup of stuff and you're just like, oh, I would like to really try each and every one of those, but it's just sorry, I can't.
No, that's true. That's true.
So what's your favorite product that you guys are currently have in store now?
My favorite product, I would have to say, well, I'm into more of the flower, but I think our tinctures are like one of the best products out there. They're whole plant, full spectrum. We have anywhere from a CBD oil all the way to straight THC. And medically speaking, we have so many people coming for them, and anywhere from somebody younger all the way into like their 90s are taking these tinctures for different reasons. So I love the tinctures. But for myself, like to smoke, we have these new diamonds that are really good. It's by a company called Sid Vicious. It's a local guy and he's amazing. So he's been working on products for like 4 years and his products now are just amazing. So personally, I like that a lot.
Speaking of diamonds, I'm smoking on some Super Skunk diamonds tonight.
Oh, nice.
I got that.
Sounds good.
Make me feel all
Is
nice.
it sweet? Is it a sweet skunk?
Well, here's the thing. I smell no skunkiness as per the animal per se, so it must be something like that because they do have a sweet smell to them. This is me just being how we've gone back about this on the show before, where it's just the old school growers of skunk, and I have never witnessed old school skunk as far as I know. They say yes, it definitely does smell like a skunk has sprayed, and I personally have never witnessed that.
Really?
So I like to be the skeptic, just to throw the just to be that guy. But yeah, these definitely they're more of
It's an after spray smell, not a direct spray. Direct spray is more like a burning fucking tire. But like,
Hey, give us a whole terp rundown from that. Tell me the first nose to the mid nose. What's your in nose on that? Give me the terp rundown, bro.
you want me to remember like 20 years ago?
Yeah, the terroir. Like, what part of the butt did it feel like it came out of the skunk? All right.
Okay.
Yeah, we need the terroir.
I could tell you they were taking an extract of vanilla out of beavers' asses, but if you want to know about skunk, I could probably bring you more to if you ran the fucker over and then you drove by him the next day. That's probably the best explanation I can. Like when you're driving and you coming up on that's a dead skunk. It's not like a putrefaction, but it's got this odor. That's what it is.
That's where most of the skunks I've seen are dead on the road. So that's where I've smelled most of them, is exactly what you're talking about now. Like I said, and I'm not saying people are bullshitting. I do believe it. I'm just saying myself personally, I have not ever smelled it. But like, was it just a Sunday show where 311 was talking about how he had like beans from I think it was a dozen different breeders looking for roadkill skunk and old school skunk and shit like that. Now, to me, that's one hell of a project, is if you are going to find it, just the more beans from the more different buckets, you're got better chances. Just makes sense.
Yeah, keep trying. Everyone's on mute.
Rick, how you doing, bud? We missed you for a couple days. You had a couple busy days this weekend. Is DP shaving his cat?
Yeah, DP's shaving his cat and Rick's on mute. So
This is getting kinky.
Oh my god.
The cat's just laying there? Oh, no. Cat's not just laying there.
Oh my god.
What is going on, man?
DP's shaving his pussy.
My hair.
He'll do
All time, dude.
anything for ratings, man.
It looks like a
Anything.
fuzzy rug.
I would do
been a couple days
anything
project.
for love.
See, he can sit there and say, yeah, it's just big, but it's really just fucking, the hair is long.
What have
And
you done?
Well, he's got all these.
Oh my god, it does not look happy.
he does look pissed.
Oh my.
That are really stoned.
Oh my god.
Poor cat.
He's
Poor
like,
guy. I guess a poor guy.
he's like, touch me again, motherfucker. I dare you.
Yeah, is it a boy?
If we get to see DP get mauled by his cat tonight, that would be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's gonna
I hope so
happen.
after that.
Well, like he'll be showing selfie pictures on Instagram tomorrow of his face just ratched right the fuck out because when he was sleeping, the cat just
Yeah. That's too funny.
Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
got a little bit more done. I'll
I got
days now.
Now you're just torturing the fucker. Just do it all, man.
Yeah.
Hey, what have you done, man? What have you done?
You only take so much of it. And then I don't want to be an ass, right? So I'm just doing a little bit at a time. Like, I'll do it until I get pissed off and I'll leave him alone. Give him some food and stuff, give him some love. I'll be right back in there. I'll turn that shit off.
Why?
Because
Why,
it's so
buddy?
hot. It's too hot.
But
and
when
it
she
has-
leaves, I'll be talking to you.
No, he's matted up underneath, especially. I've got most of Matt's out on the sides and stuff, but he's got long hair. He was a street cat, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I rescued him from this lady, and he was just all matted up and stuff. So I've been,
Oh, it totally makes sense why you didn't get that job at fucking Petco now.
Holy shit.
what is it, groomer? You can't tell my skills. Look at that. That's where I learned. Grooming 101 right there.
That'd be funny as fuck to see if I them turn you loose on someone's cat like that. Eh? Just the look on their
I give him back like that.
I wonder how long you last at that job.
I'd get like that far on the animal. I'd be like, fuck that, I quit.
This cat's a pain in the ass. It keeps fucking won't sit still.
He's just gonna use Nair. He's gonna fucking soap up a bunch of Nair and be dipping cats.
Jesus.
Got like a bucket system.
Yep. Here's the Nair. Here's the rinse. Fuck off. Here's the Nair. Here's the rinse. Into the dryer. On low tumble, of course. I mean, come on. We're not monsters.
He's actually my cat's already cooler now that he's lost all that hair. He doesn't sleep in this all the time. He used to try to sleep in this. It's cool. You know what I mean? So,
Well, it looks like you cut about 2 pounds of fur off a 10-pound cat. So yeah, that's pretty substantial.
Oh, I fucking he just trimmed his fucking cat. Oh.
Dude, don't treat it like your plant, man.
he's an asshole. He'll start scratching you bad. One person alone can't do it. Come help me, Rick.
Well, if Rick can handle Profit's mom, he should be able to deal with your cat, no problem.
Oh god.
You know, we say that cat.
Dude, she chains him up. I keep trying to tell you guys. She tells me all about it.
You notice how as soon as I said that, Rick just sits back like a boss. Just like,
Yeah.
God. That's me, motherfucker.
Pimp Rick. Hey, Caribou, you
I
asking
missed
about?
it, man. What?
Never mind. Don't worry about it. Old news, man. you know, you've been there, done that, went back again type of shit.
Okay.
Bees can't get on. His Zoom is fucked up. So
Who?
that's why he's not on.
Oh, that's not a legit excuse. We know he's lying because he was on here twice already. So.
Yeah, I agree. But
You have to lie about something different. You can't log on to the Zoom twice, log off, and then say Zoom doesn't.
Oh, hold on. There's more to it.
Oh, see,
There's more to it. Let me finish it.
Chad's fucking in chat trying to save the day, trying to fucking help DP out here. All right, he's telling him about a nice leather jacket, right? And I had a brilliant thought, man. I got some really thick, nice welding aprons, jackets, and I mean, I got the big gauntlets, man. I could set you up a whole fucking thing, man. You get rowdy on that cat.
Chainmail.
Fucking lobsters in there calling it kitty defoliation.
I said, don't treat it like your plants, dude. Right, so,
kitty defoliation.
So Bees is full of excuses. It had me download a new version, but now it only lets me see who is speaking. I can't see gallery. I don't want to look at rods the whole time. Ha ha ha.
Rods is you. That's an easy thing to look at right there.
Well,
Yeah,
I
you know
guess
what the best part was? He said he was going to hang out in chat.
I bet he was expecting me to pull out some dick gummies. I imagine that's why he was throwing that out there. But yeah, that's why.
That's why I get. We love you, Bees.
Bees.
Blame it.
Okay,
Get on you
that's who it
mercilessly
is,
for
Bees.
this.
Yeah, I could have used him as a partner tonight, I tell you. My son's still here, so
It's mom.
It's IBS.
Yeah, what's the matter? You don't have a partner for a London Bridge?
oh yeah.
Holy shit.
Okay, come on, let's get back on track. Green Goddess, great to see you. Great to see you.
No
I had a couple of partially intelligent questions for you.
All right.
But okay, here I go.
Okay.
How many square feet is your store, the retail space?
Oh my God, that was not the question I was expecting.
Damn. Okay.
I have no clue. It's
okay. Well then,
Canadian conversion, please.
I was gonna say, well then we'll come back to it, but obviously it won't help coming back to it.
No,
we'll just have to let that one go.
It's very small. It's basically like
bigger than your living room.
It's like double the size of my living room.
Okay.
That's the upstairs, and then we have a downstairs, and then we have our lab is at a different location, so we have somewhere else. Yeah, so there's 2 locations, but only one public location.
Okay. What all do you make in the lab?
So we make edibles, concentrates, RSO, oils, all kinds, everything, pretty much everything. Yeah, diamonds. We're working on some, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I better not say it. We're working on some new stuff.
Okay.
This is stuff you guys are working on in-house?
Yeah. So we just hired, we used to just order edibles, and we still will continue because we have some big companies that are popular, but we also make our own edibles, and we just hired a chef, and we just set up a whole huge kitchen for them. So we'll be doing that soon. And we'll be making a lot more edibles.
Cool.
Yeah, and then we have a grow facility where the lab is as well. And
oh my goodness, wow, that's cool. That's cool. Hey, there was something else I wanted to ask you about, because you had mentioned that you were planning on doing your own growing at home eventually.
Yeah.
And I was curious how your outdoor plants are doing.
So they took a little turn for the worse. I found some powdery mildew. So I've been treating that and trying to get them to come back, but between the humidity and the powdery mildew, they're not looking that great. I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie.
boy.
But I
Oh,
mean,
boy.
I'm still gonna, I'll still, it'll be okay. It just won't be what I wanted it to be,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
We had like
Did you,
killer humidity for like about a week and a half straight. It was like 104 degrees. There was like no wind. Like you couldn't sit there without sweating, and they were doing great even for the first week. And then those last couple days, I noticed they just were starting to look not that great. And then I noticed one plant with powdery mildew, so I immediately separated it. Got some help with what I should do with that and started that immediately, but we'll see what happens.
okay, well, good luck.
I know.
So your little outdoor right there is just right on like your deck area, right?
Yes.
You're just growing right on them. Now, do you have any fans just out there? Just a nice little oscillating fan blowing on them? Because
Don't, but like there is a lot of like they do get a lot of air. It's just like maybe on the days where it's not so windy, I should put something out there. You're right.
and in the night, and when the temperature drops and the humidity rises, it actually would help for that not to stick around and help keep it a little bit drier. So it wouldn't be a bad idea if you're able to do that.
No, that's a great idea, and I am able to do that. So yeah, maybe I will do that.
And are you treating it with anything right now?
So so somebody gave me a little like kind of homemade recipe that I mixed together and sprayed them with. So like the one, it is looking better. So I'm just gonna keep at it. Every time I see more, I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, you got to be careful. That's a excuse me. That's a fungal spore, so it's easily transferred.
Yes, I do know that. Yep. I know. That's why I was like devastated when I saw it. I was just like, oh fuck. So, but I caught it right away. So like I immediately moved that one plant just away from the other ones and went from there. So I think okay. We'll see. We'll see. I am disappointed though. Fuck.
Like you said, though, it's important you caught it. If you caught it early, you caught it right away, you start treating it, you get it under control. It's not really that big of an issue. You just have to keep your eye on it and keep on top of it now. And there is no stopping, until the end.
Exactly. So. Exactly. No, you're so right. Yeah.
So what kind of things do you do for first time patients that come in that, say they're uncomfortable, they have questions, and they don't know anything, how do you deal with a first time patient who comes in and just is clueless?
Yeah, so the first thing I will do is I'll just find out like their medical history a little bit, make sure there's no like heart issues or anything like that, because if there is, not to say that they shouldn't take THC, but I'm going to advise them to talk to a doctor first. I'm not going to tell them to take it because, as we all know, it can increase your heart rate a little bit. If that's the case, then, I get into CBD with them, talk to them about that. No matter what, I'll explain the difference to them between CBD and THC, because most of our products are one or the other or a combination of both. And then, figure out what they're in there for, whether it's sleep or pain or anxiety or, because there's no point in talking about some things if, say, it's anxiety. I know right now the few things that I would advise them to take, so there's no point in talking about certain things, right? So we can bypass that. yeah, and then we just get them, like, we do have to sign them up, so they have to be a member to make purchases. And so we just take like simple information. If they don't want to provide everything, like if it's, you know, they don't want to give out certain things, that's fine. But we try to get as much information as we can. Same thing when we do like the cancer program. We get them to give us as much information as possible. Some people will even give us like doctors' records and things, just so that we have that information and we can help people better in the future, which is awesome. If they're just there to buy weed or whatever, then it's pretty straightforward. So I run the Compassionate Club, which helps people that medically need products that can't afford it for whatever reason. So if that's the case, they do have to show me something, just showing obviously that they don't make a whole lot of money. I don't record anything. I don't take copies of anything. I just have to physically see it and I'll sign off on it.
Is that like a, are you guys specific to doing that, or is that a practice commonly practiced out there?
So I'm sure other stores do have maybe people that help with that. I don't think there's the discount that we give. Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe one or two, but I don't think all.
That's really cool that y'all are doing that. That's really cool, because I know out here that's a huge thing. The people that really cannot afford it on a regular basis. I mean, we have. So yeah, that's really cool.
You have to help people out. Like I said, my boss opened specifically. Of course, he wants to make money. Anybody that opens business does, but his heart has always been in the right place regarding the store.
You don't have to go get over on everybody to
yeah. And like he's helped other dispensaries there open their stores, like, and gave them suppliers and helped them out that way. Like, he's really good. He donates money a lot of to women's shelter and places like that. He's a really good guy for sure. We stopped doing we didn't stop doing the RSO program, but we had like a really large discount for people to get their RSO. And we just recently decided that if somebody's taking RSO, whether they have cancer or not, they clearly need it. So we've dropped the price to everybody gets the same discount, which is really cool too. So you don't have to be on any kind of program. You're still going to get, we do it for $25.
That's awesome. That's awesome that you guys do that.
Yeah.
I don't think anywhere here in the States that I know of, dispensary wise or anything like that, that I know, unless it's a very private, club, they don't do things like that. You ain't going to get those kind of heavy discounts, or, they don't give a shit. If you can't afford it, you can't get it. Too bad. So, that's, I guess that's kind of the point, that, Spartan, all those other guys over at Michigan, you fight for your caregivers and, your dispensaries like that are doing shit like that. I mean, fight to keep that around, because, that's the people trying to help everybody. And,
the ones who can they're having get help out there, and somebody help me here. I don't know where it's at.
Lansing. They were just talking about it in earlier in the show. At the state capitol at Lansing. I don't know the dates. If they want to type in chat. I know. There's going to be a big rally.
But I heard a lot of people from out of state are going up there. From people from Oklahoma going out that way, and should be a pretty good turnout for what I'm hearing.
I don't know why it never really occurred to me until you were just talking about home or caregivers now. But like, that's exactly what I need in my position, where I don't actually have a place to grow with my license. It's just to hook up with a grower in my area and be like, man, I got this big plant count license. Do what you will with it, and we'll come to some sort of agreement. If I could help, that's fuck, that'd be a great idea. At least until I can get into a place where I can actually set up shop for myself. Because this whole paying for fucking fees for weed on the weekly basis, it sucks. It really, really fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So September 15th in Lansing, Michigan, there's the rally in front of the Capitol. There you go. If you are able to be there, go there, help them out, fight for their fucking caregivers. And I think if I was listening to them right, they don't even want to change the laws. They just want shit to stay the same.
Yeah.
They just want it to stay the same. So they just want them not to fuck with it. So
Great.
you know, if you can be there.
Like 4 plants per patient. And they're at 12 right now. That's crazy. Because that's wild. Accounting for males and everything else, you know what I mean? That's a lot of space. That's a lot of medicine that patients aren't able to get,
I wonder if we could get Spartan or Skilbo or anyone from the Michigan crew there to come on and before that Lansing event and just talk about the caregivers, what exactly is going on. Like, I've got a good idea of what's going on, but if we could maybe get someone put it on perspective, and it's another platform, let us know what's going on, and we'll fucking stand behind you guys. Absolutely.
I see Tina. She's adorable.
I just had
She's a little fathead.
Looks like a little pillow.
Aw. Prophet brought his rat out.
It's a weasel, damn it.
Oh,
A snub-nosed rat to me.
She's a fat ass, though. Look, watch this.
Fucking marmot.
Look at little fat ass.
Have you ever shaved it?
Dude, does she twerk with all that junk in that trunk?
She does when I let her run on the floor. You've seen it. She'd be moving like.
I have seen it. It's adorable.
Yeah.
It's funny when she jukes out Roxy.
Yeah. You can hear her. She's all like squeaking.
good to hear her. Yeah. Aw.
Do you have
That
any
girl.
pets? Goddess?
That girl. Thick.
Huh?
Do you have any pets?
Yeah, I have 2 cats and a dog and a big ass bunny.
Nice. I'm getting a
My
snake.
daughter, she's like,
The
"Can I
long,
have this
the
bunny?"
long bunny? Is it the
So
one with the
yeah, I'll
long-
tell you this little story. It's quick. My daughter asked me for this bunny, and I'm like, yeah, for sure you can get a bunny, thinking it's like this little bunny, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger. And I'm like, when is this thing gonna stop fucking growing? I've never owned a bunny before. And she's like, oh, I don't know. They told me it was a meat rabbit. I was like, what? So like we've got like this rabbit is bigger than my dog, man.
Are you like one of those internet memes that shows like a person holding up a rabbit that's like as big as they are?
This
Do you have one
rabbit
of those?
literally like it's massive. Yeah. It's,
You need to post that over on Cannabis. I want to see
yeah,
that
I
damn
know.
rabbit.
Okay, I will. Yeah.
Why is it called a meat rabbit?
Well, because they get really big and they sell them to eat. So they're a really big rabbit. Yeah.
Was the name not that obvious?
Oh, I don't. Yeah.
Does your daughter know this?
It has like a real name, but I don't know what it is.
Does your daughter know this? Does she know this before she got this meat rabbit?
I don't know if she knew that it was a meat rabbit.
Are
but,
you
like,
not gonna eat it though? That's the
we're
thing.
not eating it. Like.
Couple years down the line, you're like, oh, surprise! Well, your
I
meat
get
rabbit.
older.
No.
Eat it before it goes bad.
Can you imagine? That'd be horrible doing that to your child. Letting them get attached to an animal and then like one day like they sit down to eat it.
So is that like golf
Being a
ball
big
size
dog.
turds that thing drops? Like that's
Yeah,
got to be
but
some
it
pretty
doesn't
big
grow
size.
big, it's just normal size. But like
Normal.
it's a little intimidating when you go near it because it is so fucking big. Like if the thing bites me, like it never has, but if it did, it's gonna freaking hurt.
Do you compost all those turds?
You know what? I don't. No, I don't. I
Hey,
What are you
don't.
doing? You just tossing them in your neighbor's yard?
No. So I don't honestly, I think my daughter just throws it out.
She's tossing them in the neighbor's yard. You don't even know.
No, she does not. I don't take care of the rabbit, man. It's too big. It freaks me out.
That's some good fertilizer, though.
You know what? It is. You're right. You're right.
Hey, Prophet.
If you're not going to eat the rabbit, at least use the fertilizer.
I said they eat it still. I think it'd be pretty good.
Oh, fuck. No, we're not eating the rabbit.
That'd be terrible. That'd be
Oh my God, wouldn't it be? That'd be awful.
Right?
Alright.
Freddy Sue's in the crock pot. That's terrible.
This global pandemic's not over yet.
Yeah, you never know.
Hey,
Add it
just
up.
make sure you feed it well. All I'm saying is if you got to do it, at least make sure it's delicious.
Right?
That's why I'm friends with the squirrels in my neighborhood.
Oh
They
my
get close to my yard and my deck and shit. I'm like, don't worry, guys, you're all safe.
So I keep forgetting to post this picture, but I was standing across the road the other day and I'm looking and I see this fucking white squirrel. Like, no joke, it was a white squirrel. I'll post the picture later. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. At first I thought it like the light was like just shining on it weird. And like, so I was like staring at it and it was literally white. It was like an albino fucking squirrel.
You want to know what's really funny? My wife's father lived like right next to the town that is known for being the home of the white squirrel.
Really? That's so weird.
They have like more population of white squirrel than anywhere in the world. And they're like kind of central really to that place. It's kind of funny.
That is.
And I almost like got arrested because I almost ran one over in front of the hospital in front of a cop. Like that shit's like super illegal and fucked up there.
Oh
And I
my
didn't know that. And I almost ran it over.
They're like fucking
No.
endangered or something.
Yeah,
do it
dude, there's
Purpose? Was it like a purposeful, like you sped up on the sidewalk chasing the squirrel down?
no little motherfuckers. You know how they are. They just run in front of you like dipshits.
Yeah.
What's up, Caribou?
Can you please go or have White Widow go inform your dad that Alejandro Kirk just cranked another home run and that the Jays are up 5-1 now?
I won't remember the name, but I'm gonna say some Canadian. Toronto cranked a home run.
Canadian team. Our country has one team.
Okay, so the Canadians cracked a home run. All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Tell them your team is losing even worse than they were last time that the short little Canadian guy was lipping you off. It's anybody that's watching right now on live chat, in the pre-show, via Prophet's dad, we're having a pretty good natter and at each other session. Blue Jays fan versus Yankees fan, and he lost the argument because his team is losing. But I've seen the Yankees come back and ruin my life more time than once, so the game is definitely not over yet.
Yeah, it's just like the fucking Leafs. They're gonna win this time. No.
You got like
You're over in Ontario, aren't you?
What's that?
You're over in Ontario, aren't
I
you?
am, yeah.
So these teams are like even bigger for you then, bigger part of your life most likely.
Yeah.
we got like 3 or 4 rabbit recipes in chat if you guys need one.
More rabbit recipes. I'm not
Hey, you gotta
the rabbit.
you gotta love some of our viewers. Hell yeah. A few recipes pop up. Yeah, they'll tell you how to cook it, you know.
Oh my God.
I'm surprised
Take
Hurton
care.
Albertan's not in there giving his own.
Oh no, he's
He's
the
the-
one.
he's-
He's
yeah, he's
the
like-
one giving advice.
Is he?
He's like a slow rabbit stew, you know.
Oh my God.
Oh, shit.
It's not happening. Low and slow bunny stew.
So since the Blue Jays are beating up on the Yankees, at least for the time being, I think it's probably a pretty good time to do like a dab frog.
There you go.
He said they're only beating them 5-1, and I'm not sure what inning they're on because we can't get that. We got the Red Sox game, and
Bottom of the
they're getting their ass kicked from what I hear.
The Red Sox are losing.
Yeah,
Doesn't that sound like fucking Prophet's like exact kind of like reasoning? He's like, well, yeah, I know we're losing, but we're only losing like a little bit.
well, that was
Just
what
a
my
little
dad's
bit, no big
response
deal.
was, dude. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, I'm just saying now.
it's
I
not
get
a
where you-
blowout.
now
Shit.
I'm just saying now I understand how you think. That's all I'm saying. I got
If you
it.
relate to me, that individual in the basement, I will track you down.
I will tell you where I live.
I already got your address. It's okay.
Fluffy's so scared right now. You could tell.
Oh, I know he is.
It's weird. Normally I shake, but right now I'm not. I don't know.
He's like, here, hold my dab rig. I'm shaking too bad.
Yeah,
You might drop it.
Either, so I better do that.
No, it's okay, Fluffy. I love you.
Hey, so here's a question. I don't know. I'm not really all that great with like terpenes and all that shit. Are you up and in on your terpenes and how they help and which ones are good for what and all of that good stuff?
Yeah, so well, a little bit, yes. So
I was looking for like a general, like say like a right, like a general pain. Like, and I don't know if you start getting towards quadrants, but like spinal pain, you know, do you have like specific terpene profiles and strains that you head at, you know, to get that?
yeah, so there's lots of different ones, and it does depend on what kind of pain and like, you know, is there inflammation with that pain, or, you know, is it more nerve, is it muscle? So I mean, yeah, you'd have to, but generally speaking, like there's 5 main terpenes, and there's a lot more than that, but in general, you're going to find these 5 mostly. And that'll be like myrcene, limonene, terpinolene, piney, yeah, so myrcene is going to be like more calming. It's good for like anxiety, insomnia, pain, yeah, inflammation. It's also an antioxidant, so that can be helpful. A lot of the terpenes, number one, I'll say, can do multiple things. So you may find like 3 of those terpenes are good for pain and anxiety. So one thing I always say to people is, especially if you're a smoker, when you're looking for something, if you notice, so if you get the chance to be able to smell things before you purchase it, or just in general, you know what kind of smells you like. So if you notice, you always kind of go for those same ones. Now that you're an avid smoker, you may like the citrusy ones, or you may like the more piney, or the more earthy, or whatever it is that's your flavor. And I truly believe that's because that's what your body needs. And I've tested this theory. I was saying this on one of my Instagram lives. So one of my favorite sativas is grapefruit, and it has myrcene in it. And then we got this new strain in, and it's like, what is it called? Like caramel something. I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, I brought it home, and when I smelled it, I knew like something in it smelled familiar. It was different, but I could sense that smell that I liked. And it was the exact same terpene profile as grapefruit, even though it was an indica. So that right there, when that happened, I was like, that's proof right there. Like I smell them and I just know that's what my body needs. And they all do different things, like I said. So you kind of have to play around. If you're not smoking it and you're not smelling things, you got to play around with different things, different strains, and just see what works for you. But there are ones that are more calming per se, or more uplifting, that'll help more with like anxiety or depression. But pain is a different one, because pain can mean so many different things, right? And so you may need 2 different terpenes, one for like, inflammation, and one for the actual pain. Or, you just got to play around with it.
So you said that some are synergistic with each other. Is that for like, there's multiple symptoms and stuff, right? Not just only pain, but like for, because like Fluff was kind of saying earlier, we hear a lot of misinformation that goes out of our places.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they don't even know that they're giving misinformation,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. Just that you guys go over it, and then you also go over the synergistic effects and stuff. Have you ever found like, so of course, side effects are not really gonna be keen on, you know what I mean? Like anxiety, if you give them like some jack hair or something like that, you know what I mean? Like, I like guys are for that kind of stuff, because like they don't. Yeah, I hear it's just a.
Yeah,
we have places that don't even carry RSO as medical facilities, but,
right? It's crazy. No, it's crazy. Yeah, no, for sure. Like there are people that come in and they have anxiety, but they like smoking. So again, like it depends on the person, because I have anxiety, I have PTSD. I used to suffer from anxiety attacks, and that is one of the reasons why I actually quit smoking for a while, is because I thought it was setting off some anxiety. It wasn't, but it can. So like now that I have anxiety, certain strains will set that off, and I've pinpointed what that is now. It for me, it's not necessarily that it's more sativa. It's the lemon terps that I can't smoke anything with lemon. I can smoke citrus, but not lemon. It just sets it off for me for some reason.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah.
I would have honestly thought that like there'd be some kind of similarities, and that lemon and anything else citrusy would have a tendency to maybe set you off too, although maybe not as extreme.
Yeah, no, because it doesn't for some reason. I don't know why. It's just lemon in particular, which that particular terp is supposed to actually be good for anxiety. But I'm the opposite with some things, because I find too, like CBD is supposed to be really good for anxiety, and I can take it in a tincture form and it does what it's supposed to do. But if I smoke a flower that is higher CBD, it sets off my anxiity. And
everybody's
it's probably the terpene.
So like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like terpene, and it can affect you differently depending on chemistry within your own head. You know what I mean? As we get older, things change. You know what I mean? So what used to be calming at one point might not be so calming anymore. You might not find those feelings as pleasant or whatever. So I like what Spartan was saying as well. Just going out there and searching the profiles and remembering. If you're actually looking for something, write that down and try to find out if that genetics was actually true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try to hunt yourself, because that's powerful medicine when the right strain comes along.
We got a question from chat real quick from hold on, sorry, from Coffee Pot. He wanted to know if eating mango before medicating would help?
So, so they
Help pump up the
say-
effects.
Yeah, so they do say there's things that help reduce or make them stronger. I don't know. I've never tested the theory. I don't know. Has any of you guys?
No,
I've noticed when I made my syrup with mango, I've definitely gotten higher.
Yeah,
But-
you did notice that?
But that's just, it could be psychological because I've read it, but I have heard it. There is something, Spartan mentioned it in chat, that does interact.
Right.
That's interesting. Kind of like
Well, it's
different, little bit different thing, but like when you're after smoking a joint, cigarette smokers will often light up a cigarette because it'll give them a little bit extra high. Kind of a different thing. You're mixing something in with it to help boost you up, though.
And
Well,
that's why the teenagers do the poppers. Like that's a big thing now. Some older people do them too, but like that's like the younger generation do these poppers, which is part of a cigarette, right? Because it gives them that extra high.
That's gross. You know, like
Yeah.
I personally haven't had a cigarette in a little over 10 years now. And like I see young kids, early 20s or sometimes still in high school smoking, and I'm just like, it was a lot different back when I started. The information wasn't out. All the fucking gross pictures on the cigarette packs weren't out and shit like that yet. But now it's like it is well established that cigarettes are good for absolutely nothing but killing you.
Yeah.
You know, maybe relieving stress if you're a long time smoker and it becomes a habit, shit like that. But it's funny. It baffles me. I don't get it.
the mango thing, right? Everybody talks about the terpenes and the entourage and everything, right? Well, one of the highest, most common terpenes that we find in our cannabis right now is myrcene, right?
Yeah.
And a mango's main terpene in a mango is myrcene. So basically you're just flooding your system with more myrcene when you eat one. So
yes, very true.
there you go. I think that's what they say anywhere. That's what I've heard about the whole mango thing.
Okay, well, that's
So,
interesting. So
It has potential.
can somebody maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but is myrcene not
You're wrong.
main terpene associated with that cushy smell? So more likely sativa, or not sativa, sorry, indicas, sedatives and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's more like musky.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, like now, because I've never really considered this. This is the first time I've heard this mango thing. It's like, so if I were to eat a bunch of mangoes, because I'm a huge fucking fan of them, and then go smoke a couple big fat cushy joints, was that just gonna lay me out extra further?
So that's the theory.
Can't hurt.
Yeah.
Test it out.
That's
Be-
taking
be
two
your own
things I
guinea pig.
love, and like mangoes I love.
Well,
Weed
I was
I
eating
love,
mangoes on
and
the show for a couple, like almost a week, a while ago.
Do an experiment on yourself, bro.
I don't remember if it was, more.
You know how high you get. Eat a mango and then smoke that amount, and you'll know if you're higher.
I just had another even idea. I still got some of those mango cross seeds that I did up a while back. I could like maybe sprout one or two of those, smoke that while eating a mango. See where I'm going?
See, back in the day, I heard it was vitamin C. If you ate vitamin C or drank OJ and shit
I remember
after fucking you
My-
smoke, you'd
I
get higher.
don't remember so much eating foods to get you high back in high school, but I remember I ate a pickle one time and I was pretty fucking sure that took my high away, like right now. And so I'd always that was the thing, like eat a pickle to like ruin your buzz real quick. So I never fucking ate pickles again when I was high. Because like, why do you want to come down?
You're like a cat on the internet, dude. Like, you're afraid of it.
Well, now I'm interested. I might actually look into this and see what other foods there might be out there that might really interact well with when you're eating. Because like I find we all know like food tastes so much better when you're baked, but like I find mangoes have just one of those tastes that really does get accented when you're friggin' ripped.
Well,
So
what is
like,
there? There's the whole black pepper thing, right? You take a black peppercorn and you fucking chew on one, and it's supposed to kind of like fucking take your high down, but
Yeah.
the black pepper kind of terpene is prevalent in cannabis, and it's one of those ones that kind of knocks people's ass out. So I don't know. It's weird how that kind of does in a like the CBD kind of effect or something like that, kind of, I don't know, whatever that is.
But well, it's clear what we need now. We need to get a scientist on to explain all this smart people talk.
Scientists. For sure.
Well, I think it's just exactly like what he said. Like any terp that's in the plant is associated with something you could eat, right? So if you find the terp that's good for your body and you were to eat that thing associated with it before you smoked, it may do that. I don't know.
This is getting scary. Like whenever we're done this, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna go fucking destroy that kitchen, because I went to work, worked all day, and then like came home and he just ate a bowl of cereal real quick, and then came and played computer with you guys. So like I'm freaking hungry, and now we're talking about all this yummy food, and I'm high as fuck, and I'm only gonna be higher by the time we're done.
Yeah, but it's real
right there, but you can eat an apple and be, it's just too much. It's just too much going on. It's too loud of a food to try to eat on the show. It's crunchy. It's not. You can't hide it quick.
Eating
what's
anything
interesting,
that's
though?
it's tough, man.
Hold on. It's interesting, right? Because you got all this fucking damn talk about it, right? So you got all these terpenes and shit, and you're talking about, right? You get the flavors that are good for you, and then you talk about mixing your food with your flavors. And so you don't really find a whole lot of shit that's bad for you in the smell of cannabis, right? It's usually fucking like decent for you stuff. It's fruits, it's fucking the things you like to eat, like, or that are good for you, right? So
wait, when are we talking about
the like eating healthy,
stinkier, shittier smelling ones we enjoyed? Hold on, no, because fuck that, I'm gonna forget. And yeah, no, remember we were talking about like all these nasty ass fucking like cat piss and all this other stuff. I mean, do you eat that?
Yeah, but that's not really, I mean, you associate it with like cat piss, but then when you taste it, it's not the same thing. I mean, when you dab that shit, it doesn't taste like cat piss.
Yeah, but it's not like you're gonna find a cat, anything to like help that cat piss hurt, I don't know. I'm just saying, we've been getting pretty rancid in a good way, but not anything I would be like willing to ingest.
I think I was just trying not to laugh there. Like it's like Fluff, you're right, but you're like how all this stuff smells like stuff we like to eat and stuff like that a lot of the times. But I just kept thinking about Indica B talking about the orange gas smelling like sweaty balls and shit, and I'm thinking I'm not fucking eating that. To each their own. But,
yeah, that is funny. But I mean, all these things, that they just kind of spark all these memories, and it almost pushes you to almost want to be healthier. This is kind of the point I was trying to make. Like, there's a benefit to it. You eat the healthy foods, and you have more benefit from the medicine that you're ingesting with it. And
I see where you're going with it. I just wanted to be a dick, dude. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Profit has that effect. Plus, you got to tell him to shut the fuck up. That was pretty great. How'd that feel?
I couldn't believe he actually did it.
Well, it's normal. I mean, it's not normal for the show, I guess, but I'd at least tell him 2 once a day.
I thought it was pretty great. Profit's he's used to it by now.
Well, I've been working and haven't been able to play on Discord, and fucking I haven't heard it in a few days. Yeah, Prague.
Prague.
I was thinking it'd be great if the frog had said Prophet's mom was here about on its ass with an arrow pointing. It'd be pretty great,
Hell yeah.
And then what? Name it Rick?
Sure.
Holy fuck, where's Rickman?
Oh my God, could we get Buds?
He's been gone for like since
He's been gone for a while.
Oh yeah, he'd been gone for a hot minute. Could
Rick-
we
Oh.
get Buds? Could we get Buds to get one of those like old school fucking tattoos with the arrow going through it and just say fucking point to like the butt and just say Prophet's mom was here?
amazing.
I mean, you could ask him. It seems the guy can do anything apparently.
That motherfucker, that would be
So
fucking
down on
hilarious.
that. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch this Prophet's Mom's show because I've been told about this show, so I kind of know what you're talking about, but not really.
Actually, you're a Patreon supporter, so you'll have access to the first.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. I just haven't actually watched it yet.
And I think it was the Mother's Day. Was it Mother's Day that she was actually on the show?
Yep.
Yeah, she was actually on the show as a guest on Mother's Day, and that was actually a really good show too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch that one for sure.
Forgive my hair because realistically, it was just like we were all bored and we met up, and fucking I just woken up and I was like, I don't give a fuck, whatever. I'm half asleep anyway, drinking a cup of
You
coffee
really
in my.
would say forgive my hair.
Dude, it was fucking horrible, and like I literally
There for
just
like
woke
5
up.
minutes of the show, and then he was just like, "Oh, I can't."
Whatever, fucking trying to wake up, and then my mom called, and I was like, we could fuck with her, So that's how that went.
Nice.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. That because like you're just saying, it was totally unexpected. We were just bullshit, and I think we were recording intentionally, hoping something might happen that we could put up on Patreon, just so that there's some kind of added content there. But yeah, no, that just was spontaneous. Worked out really well. In fact, we should get her on another time at some point in time. That'd be great. And also, people keep those hashtag Prophet's Mom was here sightings coming. We've had a few of those come and go since we've been doing that. It'd be great to see them keeping up though.
Yeah, man, you Canadians are putting her in some pretty places.
Well, it's a beautiful country. Just thought that we could treat your mom well, show her the
Yeah.
sun.
Yeah.
It makes it feel like back in high school again, where you used to drive to like a makeout spot and like hang out in the car. They're old fashioned like that. They're not spring chickens anymore.
I'm telling you to put them in like urinals and shit.
That's
Guys,
where
you're the only one that started it off, and then one's headed to Korea, I believe, on a shipping container, which is epic.
Yeah, that's
Can't
very
wait.
true.
They'll be looking at it like, what does this mean?
Hey,
Actually,
Oh, they're
like,
gonna know exactly what it means. They're just gonna put the translation right next to it.
There you go. And send it back.
hey, I just noticed for the first time ever the fucking thing finally moving. So he had the fan on today, so now the damn thing's actually moving.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you never
That's the only time I've ever seen it move.
It's tricked me out a couple times.
Yep, me too.
See, that kind of makes me want to do more mushrooms. See, I've been microdosing for just over a week now. Doing that
Really?
now. Because I've had the I've had that, like I've said before, kind of had that I saw God moment the last time I actually did mushrooms. And I had a lot of fun. I just kind of had that I don't necessarily need to go back to that extreme. So I've wanted to microdose for a while, but I was kind of worried about feeling the high. And you definitely don't feel the high. I'm taking like 0.1 of a gram. But I don't know, it seems to be a little bit less mood swingy, maybe. Don't get me wrong, I still fucking get miserable and pissy, but it seems to be just a little bit less. Yeah, I'm bipolar, right? So they could swing real fast over the stupidest shit.
Are you just like a little bit more aware of things? Like you're able to kind of process things a little bit quicker?
I think
Like,
so. I think so. There's at some point in time after maybe because people have said give it a month, and then that's when you're right about then is when you really kind of start noticing the benefits within yourself. What I kind of want to do at some point is up the dosage to the point where that you're not necessarily getting like high, but like when you're coming up, there's a point where you got that clarity where you're like, you just extra fucking let's get on it right now. But then, of course, you just ate a handful of mushrooms, so that part doesn't last very long as you start fucking getting up there and start getting effed up. But I'd like to kind of up it to, try maybe 0.2 and see if I can get that where there's definitely a heightened perception. Because right now I take it and I don't notice it so much throughout the day.
You
It's
take it.
at the end
Are
of
you
the day, it's more of I've noticed that I had a better day personally, kind of thing. Is where I notice.
How many days a week are you doing?
I took Sunday off, was it? Yeah, I took Saturday and Sunday off, because when we had BC Mycology on, he was saying he was doing 5 and 2s. So I did them for 7 days straight, because I started on a Saturday, and I took this Saturday and Saturday, Sunday off, and started up again this morning.
And you're just taking 0.1 every morning, or what?
0.1.
With
Yeah, I don't remember. Is it legal in Canada now for the shrooms?
I think it's one of those gray area things where no, but if you get caught, you're probably, unless you got a shit ton of dried mushrooms, you're probably not going to get more than a slap on the wrist.
I was just curious if it was like you just start getting them at places and,
There's talk of they're trying to go that way at some point in time. And like, that's one of the things BC Mycology was really big on, trying to get that going on. That was really cool, really exciting. Another possibly exciting thing for the mushroom aspect is there's rumors I might be sent to the Queen Charlotte Islands to Haida Gwaii to do a contract out there. And I've heard stories of mushrooms grow like fucking crazy on the Queen Charlotte. So if that's the case, I'll come back with garbage bags full. Like they're legal and they're wet. It is my understanding. But if I could come back with well, here's the thing. If I'm going to Haida Gwaii, I'm coming back with a bunch of fucking sea kelp for my garden too. So I'll load up the back of the bucket truck with like garbage cans or something like that, and have like them full of sea kelp, mushrooms, fucking someone will pull us over at the scale or something like that and just go, what the fuck are you guys doing? Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Are you much of a mushroom fan there, Green Goddess?
You know what? I haven't done them in like years. I have done them many times, and I've had good and horrible trips. But no, I haven't done them in like.
Have you tried anything else besides mushrooms for psychedelics?
No, I haven't. But a friend of mine actually, like now that you're talking about microdosing, he microdoses with acid, and he actually originally started doing it to get off of harder drugs, and it works for him. Like he's not high, like he's fully functional. He owns his own business, but it stops him from doing other things, right?
Actually, I knew people that were microdosing with LSD long before I'd even heard of people doing it with psilocybin. So
yeah,
it was hard for me to hit a microdose with that. The stuff I had is kind of concentrated, I guess. So even if I was to take almost like an eighth of a strip, you know what I mean? It's not like you feel it, but it's just, I still got a little bit of acid brain, you know what I mean? Like, so, but yeah, I tried microdosing a couple times with LSD, but yeah, I'd like to try again at some point, you know, for sure. Maybe if I had like a regulated dose and stuff like that.
yeah.
So how long have you been growing?
Who, me?
Yeah. Sorry.
So I used to grow. So here's my story. When I was 17, I started dating a guy that grew. So then obviously I grew with him for quite a while. And then I didn't grow at all until like probably about 4 or 5 years ago. I started growing just outdoor again. And this right now, I'm just kind of looking into growing indoor. I've never had the space to grow indoor, and I finally do. So yeah, that I'm excited for that actually. But I feel like I know nothing anymore because like everybody talks about all this stuff they're using. I'm like, Oh my God, like we never used any of that. I don't even know what you're talking about. So we'll see. I'm gonna need a lot of help.
So now, what's the biggest difference between a native dispensary and a regular dispensary, other than, I guess, a native?
Yeah, so government
regulations
dispensaries. Sorry, say that again.
Oh, I was just saying, are there a lot of different regulations within it? Are you able to do more? Do you have a wider scope of?
Yeah, so as of right now, we have no regulations whatsoever. So,
Or anything?
so you will see a difference in the stores. And if anybody is has a brain, when you walk into the stores, you'll know which ones you should shop at and which ones you shouldn't shop at. There's also big differences with testing. There's only about 3 or 4 stores that actually test product before they put it out. The rest of them aren't even testing for things. And I will tell you, because we have really good growers, and it's not like they're not, educated in growing, but say we get 10 different kinds to test from one supplier, we may only get 3 that pass the test. And that's because we're really strict on it. So say somebody brings us a pound, we'll take parts of that pound and we'll test it. If we find even a speck of mold, we won't buy it, any of it, even if there's no mold on the rest of it. So
been a problem out here with dispensaries, even recently, is putting out that's big companies, multi-state.
Yeah. And it happens. Don't get me wrong, we're all human. There's going to be error. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to visually look at it under a microscope, and then you're going to go further with it. We have crazy equipment that you need to use all kinds of different chemicals and things to test for everything. And so not everybody uses that equipment either, right? A lot of the stores just have the equipment. It's called Sage Analytics. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but it's basically just uses light to check for THC levels and things like that. And then they're relying on the person visually looking at it under a microscope. So shit happens. Nobody's going to purposely do that, but it is going to happen. And government dispensaries, it's because they're growing mass amounts way ahead of time, and it's sitting there for so long. You can't do that. What's going to happen is there's always going to be people that go to the government stores just because that's what they want to do. But the stores are going to get weeded out. We live in a really small area, and about 6 stores just popped up, and there's no way they're all going to be able to stay in business. There's just people don't like going to the stores. So out of the 5 that are there, maybe 2 will end up sticking around. The indigenous dispensaries are always going to get more people. There's no doubt in my mind. And that's why this caregiver thing's happening with Michigan, because they also know that. They know that people want the stuff that people actually take the care to grow and are supplying good medication. The government's trying, but they're, I'm sorry, they're not doing it right at all. Not at all. And that will be their downfall. They're not going to make the money that they were hoping to make because of doing it.
And it's got to go through, all the standards, all the handling, all the extra bullshit that their product goes through because of their ridiculous things that they have to, you know, mandate and look at and tag. And so, you know, you add all these extra steps to it and all this extra handling, and yeah, of course the weed's going to be fucking terrible. So yeah, you know, I get it from the little guy too over there who's, you know.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when we get stuff in, it gets sent over to the lab like within minutes of getting it. It's tested that day. We get the results the next day, and then we either take it or we don't take it, and we package it and we get it out. So it's gone. Like sometimes we're sold out of stuff in a day. Like it's not sitting there. And if it is sitting there and it's slow moving, then we do what we got to do to get it out before it does sit there too long.
And, you know, a lot of it's not even the fact that it just sit around for a long time. I've got stuff that I've had cured in a fucking jar for 2 years that I would smoke over any of this fucking dispensary crap. I mean, mine's getting better. Theirs is getting worse. I don't know what the hell they do to it. You know, whatever crap and all this handling that they do to fucks up their weed, you know, that I've had mine for 2 years, and you complain about old weed at a dispensary. I don't know.
But yours is, you know, it's only handled by you. It's in the same spot. It's not getting transported around. It's not going through other people, different temperatures. So that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why a lot of these little places are going to survive, because they're not going to have to go through all that bullshit, or they'll be able to do it independently enough, or however, but it's got to stay that way, you know.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'll be right back.
Oh, and then she pulls a Rick on us. I see how that is. Everybody's just fucking.
I know, right? Well, maybe she's going to check on him.
Uncle Rick leaves. Wouldn't that be fucked up if she did walk out in his screen though? I what? Did that just happen?
He just walks over, turns the fan off.
Fixed it for you guys. Crazy.
Damn thing was bothering me.
So I need to bring up again that the Blue Jays just beat the Yankees, and this is pretty big deal stuff. So if you could please relay that information to your father, and we can close this argument for the night. And then I'm not even going to be on Zoom tomorrow, because what will happen tomorrow is the Yankees are probably going to come back and completely fucking slaughter my Blue Jays, and then I ain't going to have shit to say because I'll be fucking crying, grown men.
I'll actually let them watch that.
No, that's why we're not Zooming that. I don't
oh, you suck.
I mean, you ring out my T-shirt afterwards. That's how embarrassing it'll be.
You punch it in this fucking computer.
No, I don't do that. I learned that lesson back in the fucking towards the end of high school days. We got way too fucking drunk one time and fucking punched a fucking wood fucking a full fucking log post in the basement of my parents' house. And after that, it's like you don't hit shit unless it can hit you back. Is kind of my philosophy. I ain't even that. I'm still not really into hitting shit. I should point that out. I haven't been in any kind of physical altercation since I left Prince George fucking 13 years ago. So a little bit of changes here and here. It's amazing what amazing benefits can do for your life when you just get the fuck out of there.
Well, I learned not to punch a video game system. I can't play it ever again after.
Well, for me, just speaking of get pissed off, play video games. I'm not a gamer anymore, but Madden football used to be my jam back when I was. And I'd always try and do a perfect season playing. So I'd be playing a Raiders, that's my team. And we'd be kicking ass. And then with 3 minutes left in whatever game it is, The fucking other team just like takes control and just like runs me down and wins the game. And it's just controller goes flying across the fucking room. Xbox or whatever gets shut off. Never playing the fucking thing again. And 5 minutes later, I'm walking across the room, picking up the fucking controller. Xbox is back on. 10 minutes later, controller back across the fucking room. Well, maybe not. You know, you get it though. It's a
So
cycle.
obviously, you weren't angry enough because my scenario ended up threw it across the room, went outside, fucking got my car, went to go buy a new controller because I done fucked that one up, so that I could come home, plug that motherfucker back in, see if I could break another one. Because you know that game's a cheating piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's all the game's fault.
It's always the fucking game's fault, dude. Always.
Are you talking
It doesn't
about
matter what you
Madden
fucking
or any
play.
game? Okay, I agree.
Every fucking game.
Every game, yeah.
Bro, I don't know. Like, you whoop Sub-Zero's ass every time, except that very last time when he's like the second one right before the boss. But like, you know, when he's like any other level, you can whoop his ass. But all of a sudden up here, he can just magically kick your ass. No, that ain't how that works. Come on now.
I don't know. I'm pretty good at Mortal Kombat. That one's kind of my game.
Ooh, hold on,
And
I got that
Tekken.
shit. Do you
And
have
Tekken.
10? Do you have
Uh,
10?
XL.
I don't know if it's XL.
So-
I don't know. I have X.
It's just
Mortal Kombat X.
it just has all the fucking downloads and shit.
Oh, dude, we need to see if we can fucking hook up. I will whoop your ass. Some Mortal
Oh,
Kombat.
dude. What system?
Mine's on my computer, but I think they're cross-platform because you can't really fuck around and cheat cross-platform. I think
Oh.
theirs is one big multi-platform. I'll have to
Alright.
double check on that. I'm not
Yeah.
for certain, but
Because I think I got it for the PS4 and the Xbox.
yeah. Well, let's see. I think I had to play it through Steam, and didn't you have to play? Does yours have to go through Steam to play like online?
I've never tried, but my kid can do it, so he does that shit. So I'll just be like, "Yo, get me on this fucking thing,
We'll have
so
to
I
figure
can
it out,
whoop
dude.
this
That'd be good.
motherfucker's ass."
Well,
So who's
we
your
make
guy?
that work.
Who's your guy?
Oh, dude, it's been a hot minute, but I was always actually a Kung Lao guy.
Oh, really? Yeah. See, I was Scorpion's one of my champions, but I'll fuck you up with Kano.
Oh, whatever. That's like some fanboy shit. Oh, I play Scorpion. Yeah.
Dude, Scorpion, you know, I got a little obsessed with Scorpion when that one, I can't remember which one it
Oh.
was, when we were allowed to change into the 3 styles and use the weapons.
All
Like,
about the Johnny Cage motherfucker.
eh,
Nut punching motherfucker.
yeah, it was cheating ass bastard.
See, this
Dude,
is
you know what?
fun for me. Like I'm not a fucking gamer, as I just said, but it's just like fuck the cannabis talk. We're gonna go nerd out now, and I love it every fucking time, man. It's great. I love you guys, like all of you. You're awesome. Like, just I'm so glad I was able to actually sit here and hang out with you guys. You make my day every time.
Bro, so on that note, like I think I stopped playing that game when Jason came into it, and I heard he kicks ass. So I'll have to try that out because that sounds fun.
He's strong, but he's slow. So, like, along with, like, a lot of the add-on guys, so, like, the big ones, you know, like, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, I've missed all
You know,
those motherfuckers. I haven't seen
Fucking
any
Freddy
of these.
Krueger was there. Aliens. He's in there.
You guys
Kratos,
are
I
all,
heard,
like,
is in the PlayStation one, I think.
Like
Or
these are all
something.
like the most lamest weak ass add-ons ever. What about like was it NBA Dunk 98? I think when you could have like P Funk playing basketball for you. I think Bill Clinton was actually at one point one of the add-ons you could have playing basketball for you. Like that shit was funny as fuck.
Said NBA jams.
Yeah, I think it was NBA Jam.
Where you-
It was like
Yeah, it was.
2-player team.
You're on fire. Yeah, you fucking break the back.
Dude, NBA Jam was so fucking awesome.
Power checks and all that shit with that Wayne
There-
Gretzky hockey.
There was only one better basketball game, and that was the one, where you could punch the dude in the face and shit and fucking take the ball. Shit. It's gonna drive me nuts. It was for the NES.
Mortal Kombat.
No, it was a basketball game. Fucking arch rivals. That game was awesome. Wow, we just went 180. I'm sorry.
So
No, it's
I,
okay. I haven't played
you-
any of those games.
Any
I
type
used to be a gamer, but not the sports games. I liked like Final Fantasy, those kind of games.
Oh, well,
Oh,
I played
yeah.
Final Fantasy 2 for Super
Yeah.
NES.
Nice.
Hey, the first one was a favorite along with Dragon Warrior. So, you know,
I forget what it was, like 7 or 11. One of those. My son actually just re-downloaded it, and so actually I was waiting for him to like. I was waiting for him to finish so I could start playing it again, because that shit was like one of my fucking favorites. I love that.
I think they remade 7.
Yeah, is that the one with like the lion kind of guy? I don't know.
Dude, the big sword.
No, he's not a lion, but he's like some sort of cat thing.
Dude's got a big sword.
And there's the guy with like the gun arm.
Possibly. I watched my baby's mama play it. I did 20
Yeah,
years
well,
ago.
You know what? Fuck all you guys, because now you're actually getting my attention and making me want to play a little bit of video games. Like Final Fantasy, Dragon Warrior, like the old school RPG. Like I was all about that stuff, and I could probably see myself getting into more of the modern ones.
Me too. I played like
Rygar used to piss me off because there was no stop, there was no save, there was no code to let you continue. You literally had to start that game and fucking finish it in one sitting. And I could only get to the dragon, the castle in the sky. And like, you're talking like 8 to 10 hours of your life you've already put into this. And like, finally you're like, all right, I gotta give up. I gotta go. Like,
Fuck yeah,
Never.
Battletoads. Fucking
Yes.
Battletoads was the shit.
I mean,
need to
nobody's gonna.
find that one to play that game again, because I know there's some emulators somewhere I can play that shit. But
I mean,
fuck yeah,
Earthworm Jim's still the shit.
fuck yeah, it was. Earthworm Jim was awesome.
someone in chat said Zelda, which I also played.
Oh, I thought it was
Zelda.
Every one of those were great.
Yeah.
play or with the like Final Fantasy type. What is that called? What style of gaming is that called?
Role playing
Role playing, yeah. RPG.
RPG.
All right, I got a cannabis question. Does anybody use any type of facilitator? I got some of this stuff. 0.6. So I'm guessing just from the name, it's the beginning, right? And it's got potash, boron, and molybdenum. I know I've said that wrong, so whatever. But let's see.
Just
Did you use anything like this?
seems like it's just trying to help you like bring the purple out. That's all it seems like it's trying to do.
Especially that potash.
Tolerance,
Well-
to heat or cold. At least I got good stresses and stuff like this. It just strengthens it during veg growth or something.
I've never fucked with it. But I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, you got the molybdenum, you've got the, Jesus Christ, stumbled over that word a little bit. And then the potash. Yeah, I mean, that just, you know, late flower, that helps bring out a shit ton of purple when you can open up that molybdenum like that. So that's what it seems like that would do to me. I forget what those do for the early stages of growth. I'd have to get back into it, look into that one, but that's all I know about that. But yeah, I've never used that product, so no help there.
But yeah, it's just one of those samples they were giving out at the Clio event that I picked up, and I don't know, wonder if anybody had used it.
Try it on one, see what happens.
Does Uncle Rick's room look like it got darker, or is it just me?
No,
It's
it's,
Oh yeah,
it
no, it
is.
totally got dark.
It's getting darker over there. That's what's going on. And he's got a big picture window. So
Oh yeah, fuck I knew.
I'd still light out here. What he has is those motion. He has the motion detecting lights there, that or whatever. So they'll go off and on as you walk into the rooms. But what I think, and Prophet will probably back me up on, he's probably just sitting like just off camera, like right there, listening to us, seeing what we're saying about him, which is nuts because we've done this for 45 minutes before. Just sit here, look at his empty circle, and as soon as we're right about to hang it up for the night, Rich comes running in like base runner stealing second. Fucking hey, and good night.
I don't know. He was looking fairly uncomfortable. He was hoping Bees was going to be here to hang out, and then was talking about going to do something with his kids. So he might be running through naked through the fucking woods right now with his son, for all we know.
Well, just as long as he ends up in the newspaper.
Is that a normal Canadian thing? Just run around the woods naked? Is that what
I really didn't know how to react to that question.
Yes, I have run around the woods naked. Now, whether it's actually a normal Canadian thing, I cannot say, but yes, I have done it.
But it does happen on a regular basis.
Is it a father and son thing? Is that like a bonding thing up
I can
there?
honestly say I have never been naked in the bush with my father. So no, it's not a regular thing. That's a Rick thing.
Funny.
We're both consenting adults, people.
Hey, so what's the temp over there right now?
Right now I'm not sure. Probably mid-teens. So what's that? 70s for you guys?
Oh, he might be all right.
Well, you cuddle together for warmth, right? That's how you don't get hypothermia after you fall through the ice in the winter.
Docking. Saves you from hypothermia. I heard, I don't know. Mythbusters. It was on a Mythbusters episode.
I should probably bounce out. I got to get up early. I got a whole house to help finish paint and another house to help finish paint. And then the one I originally started at some point. But
sad that Prophet's like all a productive member of society and shit now, because now he's like got shit to do.
Yeah.
And he's not there
you know
being
what?
like,
Actually, fuck it. I'll drag it out. Whatever. It's only 6:30 in the morning, right? Fuck it. But here's the irony. I've been in 3 different locations in 3 different days, right?
Dude, that's 6:30.
And I've only been working with the color white. It blows my mind, man. I'm like, can I please get a fucking different color? But yeah, 3 different locations. What?
6:30 in the morning is not early. At 6:30 in the morning, I've already been cutting trees for at least half an hour.
Yeah, but I've been fucking painting 30 hours or more in the last 2 days, man. I just been nonstop because I'm helping my brother move in. I got a time limit with him to do that and get the carpets ready so we can move his family in and shit. So it's not like a contract thing, but I do also have another thing that I started with my fucking boy after I got done painting the fucking my brother's house. It's just a lot of painting, man. It's just coming out of nowhere. My wrist hurt. I don't have time for myself. Fuck, man.
You're always thinking about yourself. Jeez, what the fuck?
Occasionally, I gotta like do that. I hear it's healthy. You know, take a moment for yourself. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. We debate it.
This is all allegedly.
Oh, I just see the freaking message from 40 Auditor saying he passed out. It's hilarious.
I want to know how my tablet's plugged up and it's losing power, but it says it's receiving power.
you know what? Spartan just made me wonder why Prophet can't be like his big brother Bob, because he needs to get a haircut and a real job.
Fucking right. I got that song on a few playlists on my phone. I love Thorogood. I got thrown out of a Thorogood concert for fighting on the floor. Came across a guy that he was one of two guys that had jumped me with a chunk of 1-inch rebar and stove in 4 of my ribs. And a couple months later, we were on the floor at the Thorogood concert, and I see this guy, and I went after him, and I get thrown out, and as security's dragging my fucking drunk ass out, I'm like, hey, motherfucker, that guy jumped me, blah, blah. They're just like, yeah, we don't care, but boot me the fuck out. And they had the May Day fair going on in Prince George right outside, in the multiplex there. So I go around, get a hot dog and stuff like that. Look, still had my wristband on, wander back into the concert, where I immediately got way too fucking drunk and ended up still leaving before Thorogood was done his set. That was, one of those nights.
So I went to a 3-day concert one time in Sarnia, and I had a van at the time. So like I just took the back seats out and put a mattress in there to sleep at night. And I decided to park in like this park that was close to the concert. And I woke up in the morning and there was like this huge event going on at this fucking place I parked. And there's like people walking by. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? Fuck, waking up to that after like drinking all night. You're just like
mad at everybody doing their like normal business, like what they're supposed to be doing. You're like, what are you guys doing?
Right.
How dare you bother me like that? Do you know how rough of a morning I'm having?
Seriously, that's the way I felt.
I remember back in high school, Vanderhoof, a town an hour away from Prince George where I was growing up, they used to do this rock festival where they get a bunch of bands from the 70s and 80s and they come up and do their fucking sets. Always a great time, another 3-day festival, kind of like what you're talking about. And then, but we're there, my buddy Gary that I went to high school with one time, he went in the shitter, and I actually didn't have any part of it, but I was more than happy to sit back and watch. But he went into the fucking shitter and they went and tipped it, door down on him, and fucking had him trapped in the shitter. That was, it was funny memories.
Oh my God, I'd be pissed if somebody did that. Like,
dude, thanks. Gary come out and he was swinging at anybody anywhere fucking near him, like people that had absolutely nothing to do it, people that didn't know him. He was swinging, and I don't blame him. Hey, that's like I said, I had nothing to do with it. I was more than happy to sit back and watch what was about to fucking happen, but no, I just couldn't.
Hell, you just got to watch it on random job sites around here. Motherfuckers like to throw bricks down the fucking chimney stacks of those things when you're in there taking a crap. That shit ain't fucking funny.
No.
That ain't funny at all.
No, dude, that's fucking have that shit splash up and hit you in the ass crack. Ugh, fuck. That's how many fucking vaccinations would you need after that? Like,
and we're talking job site. We're talking like hundreds of nasty motherfuckers have used this porta potty.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, have you ever walked into one, looked in, and been like, nah, a little too high for me to risk it. Gotta go. Try the other one.
And it's
I was just thinking about it the other day, right? So like at one of the powerhouses I work at, right, they'll bring porta potties to the fucking top floor of the powerhouse. And this will be in like August. So it'll be like 130 degrees, 140 degrees up there. And then, you know, motherfuckers ain't coming down 12 floors to, you know, use the bathroom or do much of anything, you know. So there's a lot of guys just using that thing. So you would like get off the elevator up on the 12th floor, and I mean, you just couldn't. It's just like the nastiest thing you've ever fucking, and it just hits you in your face. And since it's so hot and just it's like thick, you almost taste it. It's fucking disgusting.
My favorite is when you go to Alberta in the oil fields, and they got the outhouses in the winter that are just fucking everything freezes and goes up. And then fucking it sits like a good 2 feet higher than the fucking shitter seat. And you're just like, how is that even fucking possible? Like, dude, no. I love the fact that I don't work at, say, like a store or in an office or whatever, but there's definitely a lot of moments where it's just like, what the fuck? And you question your life choices for at least the next couple of minutes. Fuck, everybody just playing on their phones. Fine, I'll talk to you, Green Goddess. Everyone else wants to just ignore you like that.
Yeah, I was over looking at a fucking question in chat, and someone was asking, do you guys feed in autos bloom feed immediately, or do you wait a week or two?
I was just looking at that.
Actually,
I heard
Yeah.
I went right,
Sorry.
the second I saw flowering, I went right into it, but that was just me.
Yeah, I heard like right at the pre-flower, once you first start seeing sex, you can start throwing a little bit in there because you're still gonna have that pre-flower stretch after it's showing pre-sex in auto. So you can introduce it a little bit, and I think at the beginning like week 3. But they also have a lot longer flowering autos now, so they do have timetables that you can get online, but it's usually around week 3. And it depends on what you're using. If you're using, you know,
Yeah, I mean, if I was,
oil or are you using straight cocoa? Kind of.
If I see a bud site, I just started hammering it. Like,
I was making life easy on myself, right? When you make your soil or whatever, all right, I'm just gonna make like a 5-gallon pot worth of fucking soil for this thing to grow through its whole life. Right? And I'm just gonna make it all the regular way. When I feed it, I'm only gonna give it a 484, right? So I'm gonna give it like a rose and flower, fucking 484. Just feed it that. That's plenty of nitrogen, and then I'm gonna have compost and castings in there, which are going to be slightly higher in nitrogen with my other stuff. So that's going to give it all the nitrogen.
Is it going to be? Yeah. Okay. You're just answering that.
It's going to have all the nitrogen it needs for the rest of its freaking life in that pot right there.
Will it have
And
too
then,
much? Do you think it could have too much?
what, nitrogen? I don't know. No, I mean, no, not if you were just making it that way. No, it fucking wouldn't have enough. It wouldn't be too much. It'd be fine. My opinion.
I feel I need to upgrade.
I mean,
my
that's how
pot
I did my other ones, and they came out fucking great. So I didn't do shit but water them the whole way through. So
Last one I did, I had one in that 5-gallon, but unfortunately I had gotten butter on that one. But the last autos I had were in like 1.5 gallons, and that was a forced organics run because I wasn't thinking, you know what I mean, and that small pot size, all the food ate up pretty.
Yeah, I went 1 gallon. I did okay. But I think I'm gonna go at least 3 the next time around, and they're gonna be fabric pots, and I'm gonna butt chug them just like I did the last ones.
So all I did, right, is I had they're about a 3-gallon-ish size from fucking Dollar General, right? If you got a Dollar General, buy it. They got these little like 3-gallon-ish fit pot things. Yes, I think it's very similar to that right there. And so I did. I would grab like Pro Mix. I would grab some mushroom compost, some worm castings, and some rose and flower down to earth, the 484. And I would amend that soil with that, and I would throw that in that pot, and I would do nothing but let it water from the bottom of that little pot for an auto for its whole life. And it was fucking fabulous, easy. Didn't have to do shit to it. I love that grow. It was so easy. And I got, and exactly what was expected out of the plant. I got right at like 2.5 ounces, I think, out of both of them, or all of them actually. So right at what he kind of expected that plant was going to yield for the size that it got. So worked great for me.
I'm loving that hash and got the color of that thing is amazing.
You got much purple in that, Prophet?
Yeah, you want to see it? I can grab it real
I
quick.
would love to, because I posted a picture up on, I think it was Cannabis, of a friend I was growing a bunch of hype stuff, and it's like he lost track, took all the labels off of them or whatever, didn't label them to begin with.
Hold on a second.
But it's just a beautiful purple, the way the purple and the green just fucking interplay on the leaves and stuff. It only looks like it's about 3 weeks into flower or whatever, right? It just looks beautiful.
That one, and I'm wondering, when Sticky Bob had Hype's Canico, was the only one we've ever seen turn black. And I
Okay.
think your friend might have a Canico right there, and he might have that fucking one that turns fucking black.
Oh.
Because he said the possibility was there and he's seen it, but he'd only seen it come out, that one
That's-
time with
That's
Sticky Bob. And
interesting because there's, I want to say about fucking 8-10 plants somewhere around there. And I want to say close to half of them had the purple in it. Well, that could be really cool.
I got one, the pink pheno. I didn't let it go nearly as long as it could have gone, but that thing was beautiful. You start getting on the inside of it, and it'd be nice. Yeah, that's nice right there.
Oh yeah, I see darkness there.
What's messed up is the trichomes are turning pink. They're not turning amber. They're becoming like a pinkish color.
It's decent. Your extracts, if you were to extract it, would be pink.
I mean, this is out of, like I said, I topped it, bent it once, and it's been in the size pot. It's been outside. It hasn't been getting 18 hours. It's probably started off at 13 and it's been going down. But we'll see what happens when I do indoor. But as of right now, I mean, shit, if I can grow his genetics, I think anybody's got a pretty good chance of being able to pull it off.
That looks great.
That's allegedly. I butchered 2 of them. Well, really, I didn't. I guess the person who came by to water plants when I was out of town didn't take the dome off the seedlings when I had planted them, so they just suffocated. I was gone.
Yeah, that ain't your fault, man.
Yeah.
You didn't even get a chance. My other one's invisible, so I mean, I can't show you.
I got a freak show sitting here. See that one, move the camera over a little bit. But, I love this guy here. It's weird though, because it got to this size fairly quick, but then it just kind of petered out and stalled and doesn't seem to want to do much after that. But the other ones, they were all fucking ridiculously slow growing as well. And they weren't like much bigger than this when they just kind of put themselves into bloom. But I think that was just due to they didn't have a whole lot of light. There's about 1 million plants, and most of them were tomatoes with a few of my plants kind of interspersed in there, everybody competing for light spot. I think that's what flipped them, but I'm really excited about that one.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you through that thing and just see what it's all about. I want to see what like the profile on it is. I want to hear the smoke report, see what the actual grow is. I want to see what all that.
Rubbing them up and stuff like that on the mother and father plants to those, the buds actually seem to have pretty good pine smell to them, which that's going to be a big winner for me right there. Problem is, it's just these are going to be this slow, like you should there's a bunch of plants that were germinated probably good 3 weeks after these that I got, that are just like they've surpassed and gone way fucking bigger. So for the vigor on that one, it's hard. It's just going to be a hard grow. Got to have lots of patience. And then as a guy that's got limited space in a tent, I'll probably have to wait and just do those outdoors from now on. But if you give them a long enough season, that should be good enough to see what they do.
Well, and that's supposed to be what the hype on those things are all about, right? It's supposed to be a great outdoor plant, resistant, all that good shit. So, I mean, that'd be a good thing anyway.
Yeah, well,
check,
like
check
we were
outside,
saying,
see what's up.
That's whole stealth grow idea, right? Where people be walking by that all week long in bloom phase or in veg phase, won't have any idea. And then from there, you got about 3 weeks into bloom before it really starts to smelling on you, maybe 4 to 5 if you're lucky. So you really only have a month and a half of and watch out for smell kind of thing. In theory. Of course, I've had my theory shot to shit more than once in life, so.
So
When you touch a plant, don't rub your eye. Dumb idea.
On a completely unrelated note, man, how's your Dynavap going on?
I'm liking it. It's funny. I kind of lost it for a little bit there. Got put in my like
didn't know you
lunch
got
kit
one.
for a while, but it took me a bit to figure out the timing of it and how long you got to heat it for and all that. And it's it's nice. My only biggest bitch is it's a 1 toker, and I wish it was more like a 4 toker. But it's I'll get used to it. If that's my biggest problem with it,
If you're only getting 1 hit out of it, you are either like the most amazing at heating and hitting this thing every time, or you're just not hitting it enough, because you should get a couple good hits out of it. They ain't gonna be tasty, but they are definitely very effective.
Do you ever think you're just not that good?
I go and tell them out all the plant matters turn brown. I don't take it right to char generally.
No. I mean, if it's black, it's no good. But if it's like dark coffee, you're good. Like not like light brown or anything. So, and all the way through from top to bottom, there should not be any that's any lighter. It should all be about the same color.
Yep, usually is.
Fuck, you're a goddamn fucking master then.
Well, I wouldn't say that. It's probably I just don't care. But yeah, it's like it's good. Well, because I figured out you were saying like because at first I was heating it up like 4 or 5 seconds because I was using the torch, and then it was either way too hot or like hey, that's not good enough. And you're saying 15, 20 seconds, so I started doing that. And with one of those little crackhead torch lighters, use one of those, and that's actually perfect for it because it takes forever to heat it up.
Okay, so that day when you first got it and I was explaining it to you, were you heating this fucking thing up with your dab torch?
Fucking rights I was. That's the only torch I had.
I had a feeling that was when you were like, nah, man, my shit fucking heated up in like fucking 2 seconds max. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, no, dude, it should take you like 15, 20 seconds. And you're like, oh, no.
Oh, it's a 2-flamer and everything.
Yeah, I thought I made it clear when I had my little crackhead torch here.
Oh.
And I showed you like the actual heating of it.
Yeah, but I didn't have a crackhead lighter to use though. So I was stuck with what I did have, which was
crank to the max because hotter is better, right?
He didn't have the patience to wait, dude. That's what it was. He was like, obviously, if I have a hotter flame, I could do this twice as fast.
Have you guys ever met me? I don't do patience very well. It's just kind of let's do it now. But anyways, I did fuck with it. Like after playing with the crackhead lighter, it's like, okay, you get a better idea. Of course, this takes a fuck of a lot longer than I like, but I'm learning about this whole patience thing. It's a word that's in my vocab nowadays, all due to Fluffy, and it does pack a pretty good punch. I like it. I like the high that you get, how it kind of seems to sneak up, because I got to pack it about 4 or 5 times if I'm using it for like my morning high. And then it's like, you don't think you're all that high, but then you get up to go and start like grab your next cup of coffee or whatever, or you go out the door to think about maybe going to work and you're just like, holy shit, like maybe I should hit another one.
And then the added benefit is, I mean, you just don't smell afterwards. Sometimes people just don't like the fucking smell of, skunk on you all the time, like it. Right. I may, at some point, take a hit or two before you go to work. But if I did that with my one hitter and went in, that'd be a giant no. I'm losing my job. I ain't going into work ever at that point. So, those things are kind of critical for me.
Well, it's like, here's the thing. Like I run chainsaw for a living, so I don't ever bring weed in the bush to smoke with me on my breaks. You don't do that, right?
Right.
So like I would never have, say, something like a pipe or whatever that you could just bring in and have just a quick couple pulls or anything like that. So then there's like absolutely no reason to have something like, say, this little quick 1 toke or 2 toke or whatever you're going to get off it. You go in there, you've already got it loaded with one pre-loaded in there. You have that, you load it up. You wouldn't load it up for another second or third one, right? But just a couple quick hoots, and then don't fire up that chainsaw and keep cutting. Fucking, that's bad. We don't do that shit. But no, it's great for travel purposes like that, for if you are working and you need a quick toke on the go. All right, what's DP got going on here?
My tablet is dying, so I just had to sign up my phone real quick. Because I got to shut this down.
Yeah, I'm tapping out. Love you guys. Wish I could hang, but shit happens.
All right. Have a great night, brother. Love you.
Hey,
Thank you, Goddess, for coming on.
Oh, wait. He's still here.
Yeah. Later, chat.
Love your Prophet.
Hey, hold on to this, guys. Till tomorrow.
Yeah, we could do that for you.
And on that, actually, so fucking Spartan, it's not that it's more like a cigarette to me. It's a right. I wouldn't smoke by anybody else. I find, I don't like the smell. So it's more of that than it is anything else. It's not that I give a flying fuck what they think, because I'll run through my grow room and go smell like fucking a wonderful plant, stroll all over town. I don't give a fuck about that. But I don't know, just the smell of, I'm not a fan anymore of the smell of burnt, old stale cannabis. To me, it's kind of like a cigarette. I don't know.
It's not offensive to me, but I could, that's a good point to make though. Like especially if you get into vaping for a while and haven't been around combusted cigarettes or combusted cannabis. Because to me, that's where I found cigarette smoke to be really offensive. Was like I smoked for almost 20 years. I think it was 19 years. And, after you quit smoking, then you start hanging around with your friends, and it's just like, oh, like that's fucking gross. And like the biggest example that I can remember is my brother and I used to work at a freight warehouse together. And he had this Carhartt jacket that he obviously never fucking washed, because sometimes he would come into the dispatch office. It was just like, it was just like that musty cigarette smell when you've been smoking in a sealed room with absolutely no ventilation for way too freaking long, and possibly putting wet cigarette butts into your pockets while you're doing it. Like just fucking gross. But most of that shit wasn't offensive until after I quit smoking, right? And I've heard similar things with, say, vegans when they quit eating meat and stuff like that, and then they'll go back to certain meats to try it. They'll say it'll turn them, the smell of it cooking and stuff like that. So
there was even a point though, I even knew, even in my worst as a smoker, like I knew I stunk and didn't give a fuck, right? That was kind of like my, I smoke and you can eat an ass type situation. But then I got in my friend's car, who I was a smoker, but I never liked my car to smell like smoke. And he was like, roll the fucking windows up, hotbox that motherfucker, turn the heat on. Like you could scrape tar off his windows. Like his car was absolutely fucking disgusting. And you would get in that thing and you're like, that's what I fucking smell like to everybody else. And that's like when the shit kind of hit me. I'm like, yeah, that's gross. So after that, even as a smoker, I kind of tried to dial down the smell of myself because I realized it, and then, vaping, just kind of not smoking. And actually, every once in a while I still hit joints and stuff. I still enjoy a good joint, and it doesn't really affect my lungs anymore. But if I do it regularly, then, I start getting real tight in chest and shit again. So, I consider a joint more like a treat for myself every here and there. Every time I get a new strain out of my garden, I have to have at least one good, nice joint of it. So, I still smoke one every so often.
Yeah, this from you, Fluff. I pulled this out the other day.
Yeah. Passed out a few of those.
I keep trying to make the switch over to just like vapes and stuff like that, but I keep always going back towards the joints for whatever reason. Like even my Q Extreme there, I just started playing with that again lately. I picked up a bunch of weed there last week, was it? Some of it's this strawberry cream. This stuff, like it has like such a cheesecakey smell to it, like maybe quite possibly a strawberry cheesecake, and it's just like freaking wow. So you smoke your joints and you get like that good taste of it, but it was like, oh god, I gotta see what this tastes like in the vaporizer, where you just hit those terps and let them do their thing. It's pretty freaking amazing.
You know, that's actually the fucking awesome point. Is that was another reason I smoked super heavily back in the day, was to hide the smell of fucking smelling like weed. So yeah, it was also another reason for the offensive amount of fucking cigarettes I used to smoke. So
I can't get into the vapes for some reason. I just like, a lot of people like them, but I don't like them. I don't
like a nicotine vape or like a cannabis vape.
Like a cannabis vape. I can't get into them at all. Like I just cannot get the high that I want.
So like if you get like a live sauce cart or something like that, you know what I mean? A live rosin cart. Those are
the only ones. Yeah. Anything when they say it's a distillate cart, just don't even fucking bother. They just all taste the same and it's shit.
Yeah, I agree with you there. We used to carry actually RSO vapes, and that was by far my favorite one. But it was like an actual oil, right? Like it wasn't like the distillate or whatever. I don't like.
Oh, was it? Yeah, we used to get something like that, or they still have it here. They call it an FSHO, full spectrum hash oil.
Yeah,
it's refined a little bit more than the alcohol styled RSO, that, and it's dabbable. It is. I found it a little bit different than the actual application of regular RSO, but yeah, I loved it. It was great. Those are great in the pens. I used to have them at work all the time. Yeah.
You can't. You don't find very many of those around here, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they just don't make those kinds.
Yeah, we have like one. I think only one cultivar in the state that's making it. So.
Yeah. But
yeah,
I mean, those ones are good. Like I do get high off those, but like, yeah, the ones that that everybody carries, they like, I don't know, they taste okay. Like they're not bad, but they make me cough. Number one, like they just
your throat gets trashed after a day of smoking on it. It's just like scratchy and coughing, and it's just you feel dirty almost. It's
I don't like them. But a lot of people do like them. I think it's like
the convenience and the ease of it.
But yeah, the Dynavap, it's a fun toy more than anything at the end of the day. I enjoy it.
I do love these things.
Lots of people like them. I don't know. I can't get into them.
Yeah, I was laughing because like one of my grow store guys, I keep telling him, and I don't know if we're on a miscommunication, if he's talking about carts or if he's talking about my dry herb vapes or what. But he always tells me that it just tastes like soap to him. And I'm like, but I have this grapefruit weed that is just straight grapefruit rind. It tastes like nothing but goddamn grapefruit rind. And when you hit it through a vape pen, it tastes like fucking grapefruit. Like there is no, and I'm trying to tell him, I was like, dude, I promise you, I will bring you something that does not taste like soap. And he's like, nope, it'll just all taste like soap. I'm like, no, I don't know. So I'm going to bring it to him and we're going to fucking change his mind. But, there's And I think, you know, Spartan's the same way. I think I heard him talking about it. You know, it all just tastes like burnt popcorn. And there are quite a few out there. You know, when you get bad ones, yeah, they suck, you know, and it'll get you high, but not all of them are made to taste very good. You know, some of them are just made to do what it does. But, you know, some are kind of made to ride that line, you know, doing the job right and tasting really good. So, you know, you get on that shit, you know, and I'm hoping one of these days I get up there to go meet him, and hopefully here in October I get to get up there, and then we're gonna show him how to use a proper driver vaporizer.
Nice.
Hey, yeah. Oh, Caribou's not right there. I was gonna tell him to get that induction heater for it, where you just stick it in there, it times it perfectly for you, dings or lights up or whatever. You take it out. You don't have to use that big ass torch, and I don't even think that's vaporizing at that point. I'm pretty sure it combusted in there. That big ass torch.
Oh yeah, dude. I can only imagine how fucking hard he was fucking up some shit while he was just fucking rocking it in that thing with that torch. That is great. So, interesting. So like, just sitting here reading some things through chat, you know, like, Chad was talking about he bought the Air Riser Air, and I could see that that's not wouldn't be on a list where I would like it very much. And I think was Colton who was talking about a volcano. Yeah, Colton. So have you ever tried like the fucking Crafty or the Mighty? You know, one of these. It's made by the same company that makes the volcano, and it's basically the same damn heater. I mean, it's a handheld volcano, really. So they say, and I'll tell you what, man, this thing fuck kicks ass. And I know Painted Lady has a small version, the Crafty, and she could probably attest to it. It's good. And some people, you know, it's just fucking vaping's not just their thing. You know what I mean? It's
True.
You know, it's just not their thing. You know, people like to fucking smoke, and I don't blame them. Shit's good.
I mean, I'll tell you what, that was the first time I had vape when you came to visit, and I don't even know how long, I'm gonna tell you the truth, but the experience I had with it, with that Dynavap was phenomenal, man. I got a good high. Terpenes were out of this world, completely different from, you know, any type of other way of ingestion, you know. I just really think you're only going to be able to experience some of those terpenes doing something like that. So I definitely want to get one just for hell to be able to try all my shit, you know, through it and see how those terpenes really come out, because I mean, that was just phenomenal. I'm telling you, some of those hits, it definitely was.
Well, I hate to break up the party, but I gotta be out early, so I'm gonna jump off.
Thanks for coming on. It was awesome talking, learning about.
Yeah, it was great.
Thanks for having me. It was so fun.
It was great getting to meet you. Thank you so much. I when I first time I reached out to you, I said disappointed I wasn't here the first time you came on. So this is great. And we would definitely love to have you on again another time.
Oh, totally. I would totally love that.
All right.
Nice. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right.
Have a good night.
Thanks. Same to you.
Bye, chat.
All right, boys. Well, just as she was right after, just before she started saying she's gonna get off, I was just telling the girlfriend there that I was about to shut it down for the night. So seems like good as time as any. I thought that was a really great show. Thanks again, 420 Green Goddess, for coming on and joining us. It's always great.
That's really cool learning about some of those.
Yeah, we get stepping on each other. Fucking hilarious. It's great when we get people that actually work in the industry and hear their perspectives from their different parts in the business. It's awesome. What were you gonna say, DP? Sorry, buddy.
Same exact thing you did.
I had a feeling. It's kind of going almost like skipping words, leapfrog, and finish the sentence for each other, right? But, yeah, everybody in chat, you guys were lit the fuck up tonight. Busy as hell in there. It was great seeing everybody in there. We had a really good show. You see them there. think I saw we had over 50 people at one point. So it's great to see now that I think summer's starting to come to an end. It's because going into summer, it seemed like our show was starting to gain a lot of traction. And then I was kind of wondering if we were going to lose a lot of viewership on this, like particularly the Friday and Sunday shows. And you can see a bit of a drop off, but now I'm interested to see if it all starts picking up again first. Good times. Fluff, you got anything you want to add before we jump?
I was just say, I mean, I just want to say, you know, same thing, you know, thanks to, you know, 420 Green Goddess. It was great. You know, she's knowledgeable and she's caring, you know, with obvious, you know, I love her stance on, you know, the medical aspects and stuff. She's great, you know. And as always, same thing, man. Fucking thanks to chat. They were fucking rocking it tonight. As always, you know, they're always a good time seeing them have fun. You know, they crack me up and I hope we keep them entertained because I
Mr.
love
West.
fucking being there for them. Yeah, fucking thanks to everybody in the chat.
And yeah, it is as tempting as it is to just kind of leave the stream going to see if we can get Rick in one of those awkward moments, walking across on his way to the bathroom in his underwear, scratching his ass crack or something like that. We will shut it down this time. And but yeah, we love you all. Have a great night. We'll see you Friday night, I guess, for our usual shit show. Yeah.